Howdy, I'm known as Dimwit, last mountain man, feared throughout the land. And I have something really interesting to show you here today. I just got this in the mail a couple of days ago. It's a 1766 Charleville musket. And it's had a civilian life. You can see it's been converted to percussion, and it's got a front and a rear sight. And much to my surprise, this thing was actually loaded. And I'd like to show you what was in it. And we're going to try to set the powder on fire, see if it would still burn. So, and then I'm going to let you have a closer look at the gun, and we'll talk about that some more. So, there you go. It had buckshots and some smaller shot, and gunpowder and some paper for wadding. And these buckshots, they're about 32 caliber, and there's 13 of them in there. And these smaller shots, they're about 18 caliber, and there's 12 of them in there. And that's actually quite a substantial load for what's supposed to be a 69 caliber gun, but it actually measures 75 caliber at the muzzle. I haven't been able to measure it further in yet, but usually they're a little tighter further in. So, but anyway, it's they used to, the American Charleville muskets, when they loaded buckshot, they had 12 of these in there. So this is one more and another 12 smaller shots. So that's a heavy payload. That brings up the pressure in the gun. And for wadding, there was crumbled up paper, and I managed to kind of unfold a couple of the pieces. There's it's just plain old paper. There's no printing on them. It would have been interesting if it was newspaper paper, because then maybe we'd be able to find out what country or what time. But I'm thinking it's about 130 years since this gun was loaded. It was made in 1766, 67, and it may have been in use as a civilian gun here in Norway up until about 1890. Now it's 2021, and so so maybe it was used and abused for 125 years, and maybe it's been about 130 years since it was loaded. So and there's a lot of there was a lot of dirt and rust in the bore, and so that's all mixed in here with some paper leftovers, but there's powder in here. So we're gonna see if we can set this on fire. Okay, I'm going to stand back a little bit. Not too much going on here. So maybe this video turns out to be a little more boring than I hoped, but still interesting, you know. It's been in there for probably 130 years. And you can tell by looking at those lead shots that they've been in there for a long time, because there's a corrosion on the lead. It takes a long time for lead to look that way. And it was jammed in there really tight. It had become almost like a part of the gun. I really had to struggle to get it out of there. But as you can see, there's no good anymore. Well, 130 years is a long time. Let's, but smoke doesn't smell very nice. So there's definitely something in there. Let's see. Get my camera right here, so there. Oh, we're getting there. Something like that. Yeah. I'll let you have a closer look. So this is 1766 Charleville musket, French. And this is made in the way that they were made from their introduction, that model introduction in 1766, until some changes were made in 1768. So this is made from somewhere between 1766 and 68. And but it's obviously had a civilian life after that. You can see the front band is missing, and somebody added a rear sight. The front sight goes on the front barrel band, so I'm going to have to get something to make something. And it's been made into percussion lock. Of course, these were all flintlocks back in the day, and I think they did a kind of a nice job. They put a lot of work into the shape of this hammer, and also the shape of this drum they call. It's a little bit unusual. It's almost like a round ball, and and somebody cut out a cheek rest here on the butt of the gun, and that's because they were kind of difficult to aim with. It was difficult to get your head down low enough to sight properly. So that's fairly common. A lot of times you see these things with US markings or United States or U states. That means they've been fighting in the American Revolutionary War, and they came from France for as help from them. But this is Norway, and I don't know anything about the history of this gun, so I don't think it's been in the American Revolutionary War. But I guess these things found their ways to all corners of the world. So the plan is to restore this gun, but preserving the patina, and hopefully I'm going to be able to shoot it, and then I promise you'll get to see it again. So loaded gun for 130 years. Nobody checked it until now. pretty interesting. We'll catch you later.